I am a designer. I am both a clothing designer and a graphic designer, but it's easier to just call myself a designer. I use both at the same time, it just makes sense in my brain. But first and foremost, I design clothing and I run my own clothing business. In November 2020, my best friend Tori and I were talking about how much we love fashion and that we never really thought of making it a career. With my history of clothing design and costume design and her history of business and brand knowledge, Crude was born. At the same time, I was and still am in school for graphic design, but it was a perfect opportunity to use the skills I was learning in real life. As I was learning Photoshop and Illustrator, I was designing the first tags for Crude. The more skills I learned, the better my designs got. When we started doing pop-up shops, I started to design some posters to spread info about our upcoming events. This really gave me the opportunity to start finding my style and experiment with unique designs. Eventually, we became vendors at 2 different shops, one in Mesa and one in Chandler. At this point, I started selling some of my clothing designs. Currently, my style is sort of grungy and experimental. I use secondhand clothing and fabric as my primary materials since it's cheaper and it's better for the environment. And I typically modify my clothes by cutting, dyeing, and painting. My goal is to mix both masculine and feminine styles, and I really hope to grow my collection more this year. Recently, I started making some sticker designs. I did this to grow my digital art skills since I'm typically more comfortable with traditional art. I plan on selling these stickers at my next pop-up shop. Eventually, I want to make some cool graphic tees with my designs since I personally love a really cool and interesting graphic tee. My goal for the future is to continue to run Crude and also have an official collection of my design. Simultaneously, I would like to freelance my graphic design skills and design things like logos and posters for other small businesses. A fashion art director is someone who is responsible for all visual communications for a fashion brand, and that's who I am for Crude. I'm a fashion designer and I'm a graphic designer, but I just like being called a designer.